You don't think this is a step too far?
No, a step too far insinuates that he's not ready for it.
We were sparring twice a week.
10, 12 rounders.
Really?
Yeah.
There's not many people that would have gone in with Sonny and done their, you know what I mean, done their thing. I'm not looking too far ahead. I'm not someone who looks too far ahead. Got to beat him first. We sparred a lot. We put the record straight when we fought 30th November.
Pride, bragging rights, the family name. We like big fights in boxing, but we love big domestic fights with a story. On November 30th, live on DAZN, a former world champion takes on an Olympic gold medalist in a must-win fight for the WBC interim flyweight title. Sonny Edwards takes on Galal Yafai. This is Bloodline. This is Face Off. It's a big one, lads. How are we both doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
Ready?
Yeah, feeling good. A few weeks out yet, but feel good.
Does this feel big to you? I know you've had numerous world title defences, some big fights. How does this feel to you? How does it feel any different?
I'll be real. I feel like this fight is all the way up there with Galal. It's got the response, it's got the interest that it deserves. There's not many people in our country at our weights that have done what we have, and for the last 7, 8 years of my pro career, it's been a bit disappointing that there hasn't really been other British names. I've not really had the domestic nights, really. It's much easier to get excited by a Brit versus Brit and former world champion and former Olympic gold medalist.
Labelled Bloodline,
Yeah.
obviously added pressure. Your first, I think it's fair to say, of this magnitude, big fight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good. You know, I'm normally in fights that, to be quite frank, no one gives a shit. Like, yeah, I'm Olympic gold medalist, but when I'm fighting foreigners in America and on these cards where no one really watches, I get up for it, but not as I would with someone like Sonny. There's history. He's beat me in amateurs. We sparred a lot. We put the record straight when we fought 30th November.
Well, that's my segue there. I'm going to have to jump into this history.
Yeah.
Talk to me, first off, I'm assuming the fight took place before the spars.
Yeah.
What do you both remember of that fight?
You know what, I haven't really watched it. I watched it back. I think it's on YouTube now, so I might have to watch it back.
I'll have to watch it.
But I think we're both different now anyway, so there's nothing I can take from that. You know, I was new to boxing. I was a graft at the time I used to work.
I'll be real, from what I can remember from that fight, I was surprised because obviously I'd been knocking about. I was only a kid these times. I was, what, 19, 20. And I think Harvey had beaten Galal the year before, so I always thought I was better than Harvey.
Nah, I should have beat Harvey though. I should have beat Harvey.
Harvey Horn?
I'll be right, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Harvey Horn, yeah. Harvey Horn won it the year before.
Right.
But he beat me on a split. It was a bogus split. But at these times, Darren, I'm a kid. Well, I say I'm a kid. I was 21 at the time, I think. 21 or 22. But I started boxing like 18, 19, so it was all new to me. I was boxing the top boys. Sonny, I lost to Sonny on a split. He went on to win it. I boxed Harvey the year before. He beat me on a split. He went on to win it. So I was like thrown in the deep end, like 11, 12 fights deep. It made me the fighter who I was. I ended up going to Olympics and winning gold. So, and then obviously Sonny won the world title. He put me in good stead. He put him in good stead. Obviously he won it.
Nah, like I was saying, I was surprised at how good you was. Yeah. Really, I was getting in there just thinking I was going to ping you, to be honest. Yeah. And then it was a good competitive fight. He was strong. 6 months later, less, we were on GB together, and the rest was history from there, really, yeah. But me and Galal, we've always got on. The respect has always been high, but I don't think there was ever any doubt that this moment would come.
So we've touched on the fight and the history, but closer to this fight, you spent a fair bit of time sparring with one another. How many rounds have you done, roughly?
I would say really? Definitely into the hundreds.
Serious?
Yeah, a couple of hundreds, I'd say.
And we
From the amateurs to the camps we've done as a pro and the times in between, I'd say definitely, yeah.
For my debut, I've sparred Sonny for my debut. My debut said it was 2022. And then we sparred a year later, was it?
Yeah.
Sparred a year later, and we were sparring twice a week for 4 or 5 weeks.
10, 12 rounders.
Really?
Yeah.
You've said in every second of every round, you would have won those spars.
No, I said I've always felt like the man. Obviously not every second of every round. He's a competitive back and forward fighters. I mean, and Galal's probably the same when we don't have judges telling you you're wrong. Like, you get out the spar. I get out the spar happy. Maybe I'm just deluded, I don't know, but they are great. No, but I'll be real, they're the reason I'm actually really most excited about this fight, forget all the bloodline, forget all the Olympic, world champion, forget all of that. When I get in the room with Galal, it's fireworks. We make each other fight.
Yeah, now we have good spars, we have proper good spars, and the people that were there watching as well will tell you.
Yeah.
Did you go to that spars happy?
There might have been rounds where he looked a little bit better, and there's rounds where I've definitely looked a bit better. But I know it's a fight that people are gonna be happy with.
I'm guessing neither of you go 100% in sparring anyway.
I don't know, man.
Now, to be fair, we're both on it.
Yeah, it's a fact, man. I think
Yeah.
at flyweights, I think you're afforded that luxury where every time you spar, it's kind of 100% because, you know, we don't really knock each other out with big gloves on that often.
No, it's good spar. You know as well, Darren, it's hostile, man, for me. When I turn pro, I'm going to Sonny's gym with all his people there. We've got history as well. He beat me the amateurs. Yeah, we're cool. And I'm sparring the world champion at my weight. And I ain't even had a pro fight. It was hostile, but it was a good sparring.
Did that give you confidence though, knowing that Sonny was an established professional? You obviously have the tremendous amateur pedigree, but did you know with these spars, through the spars, that you'd be able to hold your own one day in the future?
Yeah,
at that level.
Yeah, definitely. You know the thing about me as well. I'm not deluded. If anything, I'm probably the opposite. I'll probably talk myself down. If anything, there's not many people that would have gone in with Sonny and done their, you know what I mean, done their thing.
For me, I like good work, so it doesn't matter that we're probably going to fight each other in the future. It's when he says hostile, I don't think you mean the actual environment.
Nah, but you know what I mean?
Inside the ring.
Yeah, but when you go to someone's gym, it's a bit more hostile. I'm not used to going to people's gyms. Normally I just train at Sheffield. The lads come in or whatever. I'm going to the world champions gym.
I mean, it only was 5 minutes.
I know it's 5 minutes. I know it's 5 minutes. It's literally over the road, but it's still a bit hostile. You know what I mean? You've got to be on your toes.
You must both be thrilled with your fight that you had recently. You've come out unscathed.
Yeah.
Why did you take that fight? What was the point in that?
You know what it was, and I listened to what Sonny said, and yeah, I understand he was half right. I shouldn't be fighting them people. I didn't want to fight them kind of people, but I felt like I had to. I'm putting all my cards on the table now. I'm 7 fights in. Okay, I've been pro 2 and a bit years. I would have been 8 months out the ring going into the Sonny fight. He's #1 in people's eyes. Well, I say people's eyes in the Ring magazine. He's #1 in the world. I would have been in the ring for 8 months. How many 12 rounders has Sonny done? Like, how many 12 rounders?
Yeah, and I think this is where, I don't know, maybe because you're still quite early out the amateurs.
Yeah, I've got
for me, the timelines, for me, it's 2 big fights a year.
Yeah, you know, it is.
What I mean?
Yeah,
for me, it's 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
Big
but
fights,
that's him saying it and you saying it as a world champion. Someone that fought 12 rounds consecutively. Like, how many 12 rounds have you fought? 7?
Now I probably lost count.
That's what I'm saying, 6, 7, whatever. I never fought a 12 rounder. I'm going to do what's best for me. Like, I don't.
This happened to me though when I come out, when I fought Mariti to win. It was, I had 6, 7 international title fights. And then jumped straight in.
I didn't want to wait 8, 9 months or whatever it is out the ring and then go to my first 12 rounder against someone who everyone thinks is the one in the world. I've got to be best prepared, innit? So if anything happens in that fight that I don't like, or God forbid I lose, I can say, you know what, I give it 100%. I get the best preparation. Then I got no excuses.
Are you ready for this challenge?
Of course.
It's not come too soon. You're ready. You've got enough, you believe, to beat Sonny Edwards, who's been a former world champion.
1,000,000%. Sonny's a good fighter. I've shared loads of rounds with him. I've watched him for years. He's watched me for years. People are going to think, yeah, it's too soon for him. But that's where I'll prove everyone wrong on the fight from.
What about you, Sonny? Is it too soon?
Nah, I don't think at all, to be honest. Tremendous amateur career where he didn't just get the amateurs, he's got the WSB, he got the Olympics, he got the real whole shebang. No, I think it's perfect timing really for us both. I think if anything, you know, Galal's 3 years older than me, so he needs to get going a bit more. If I could sit and improve for the next 3 years and then get to Galal's age and start my pro career a bit more seriously, then like we're here, we're gonna be for a few more years. Why not get it cracking now? I generally think it's gonna be one of the best fights to watch, and there probably ain't too many others around in our names and our weight division, especially in the country. So we're probably going to see each other again, maybe a couple of times. And I'm glad that they've taken the fight. It was the fight that was put to me. I'll be real. It's not like I was asking or calling out. I had 1 contract offered me and it had 2 fights in it. And Yafai was the second name. So I took it and here we are. It weren't something I was chasing down. From my side, it's always been clear. Whenever that fight's ready for me, I'll always be ready for it. And I'm excited for it because Like I said, I usually have to do my work in America or somewhere other to get the good fights, big fights. So to have it here in the UK, a lot of people excited. It's perfect.
Big opportunity as well. It's for the interim WBC world title, a title that your brother once owned. What would it mean to the both of you to hold that belt and know pretty much after this the winner will go on and fight for the actual title?
Oh, now when I win this, I'm going to class myself as a world champion. Forget all that interim
Two-time world
nonsense. Forget them other two that are fighting for it. I don't know about all the politics. You give me a belt after, I'm going to call myself a champion. So whatever belt, trinket, trumpet, award, medal they want to attach to it, I don't really care. This is a proper fight. This is what boxing's about. And I'm looking forward to getting in the ring and having a dust up with my good friend.
Yourself? It's just that you're edging closer to win that interim belt.
You know what, Darren? I'm not looking too far ahead. I'm not someone who looks too far ahead. Got to beat him first.
What are the dreams, the desires, the ambitions, both at different parts of your careers? But what is it?
I want to be world champion. He's been world champion, I ain't been world champion. Simple as that for me.
I want to be Olympic gold medalist.
It's too late for you.
I know.
What is it? Is it? Could you do it?
Maybe if I win this fight, I'll speak to your coach and he might change the rules.
Nah,
he might change the rules because other countries can do it. So there's only one man to ask, and it's his coach and manager. So
You don't think this is a step too far for Galal?
it's a proper fight, man. It's a proper fight.
What's with the experience?
A step too far insinuates that he's not ready for it. We are proper fighters, and what happens when we get in the ring will be as a result of our camp just now, how good we are at a fight, and who wants it the most. It's not about being ready. He might be in 12 months, won't be in 18 months. He's a good fighter. He's done everything that's been asked of him, and he's looked great doing it, in my opinion. I rate him very highly. That's why when I was saying on commentary that we shouldn't be seeing this fight, only because of the golfing class, he could have 3 of that kids and he wouldn't have been able to beat one Galal. And that's just the facts of how good of a fighter he is. This is a proper fight. This is someone who he's more than ready to be in the ring with. When you have fights like these, a loss on the record don't matter because the level is so high. You might as well fight me and I might as well fight you, the hardest fights out there, rather than eventually tripping up against someone that no one cared about you fighting in the first place.
Sonny, obviously, well, I say obviously, Sonny is a favourite with the bookies. You understand why?
You can see why. You know, he's been, former world champion, he's fought numerous world title fights. I ain't even fought a 12-rounder. I've had 7 fights. But to be fair, I do want to see the odds. What are the odds?
We'll look after. This fight is going to catch fire quickly. It's going to be a hell of a fight. And the bad blood, if there was any, is kind of irrelevant. What on both of you?
It's not bad blood, it's pride. It started with our brothers, the names they matched up. It started on GB long time ago, sparring partners, sparring stories, just interaction. We're all atoms. There's 5 brothers, 5 good fighters, yeah, and all in similarish their weights. And we all did the pretty much exact same thing and go all the way through with the GB, through the pros now, and got to world level, etc. Edwards and Yafai at these weights are the British names of the last 10 years. There is no one else to talk about. No one. It's either Edwards or it's a Yafai. Me and Galal are putting the tip on it. So that's what it's fighting for. We're fighting for the pride in the name. And it's not either way a big disgrace to come second in this one because both families and both fighters are very, very good. However, that's what we're fighting for.
Yeah, but having said that, a lot of pride. Does that not put pressure, added pressure, like you say?
No.
I know what you're saying. The quality of opponent of Galal would mean if you lost it, well, I've lost to a very good fighter. But think what you just said there, their destiny, the names you just said yourself, the surnames.
But I'm answering, Darren. Pressure from who? Who's going to make me feel that pressure?
Your pressure that you put on yourself, not let down your name. And the same for you. I'm not just singling it out, Sonny.
No, but at the same time, it's my burden to bear. I like fighting, man. I like fighting and proper fights. If I go in there and win against someone that shouldn't be in the ring with me, my emotion needle moves 0. I want hard fights again and again. And I could lose 10 fights in a row. Galal could be the first one of them, the 10 loss row streak. And I'll still jump in the 11th against the hardest fight I can get in with every bit of confidence that I'm going to win. I'm a fighter. We don't do anything else. We don't live or think about anything else. We fight, we wake up, and we spar, we train, we come back, and all we're thinking about is fighting.
Galal, how does this fight play out?
I'm going to win, he thinks he's going to win. Like, you was a boxer, we're competitive sportsmen. You know, we spar loads of rounds. We're both going to be confident from them spars.
Sonny, how does it play out?
I know that I have to be fit, I know I have to be sharp, I have to be ready, and I have to be making the right decisions to beat Galal. I'm going to go now spend the next 9 weeks and making sure I'm in the best position to do that.
I'm pretty sure this is not the only fight we're going to see between you two. I can see it already now, rematches, trilogies, etc. Look, I know the respect's there, and there's a common theme at the end of these for a handshake. Lads, wish you all the very best. Thank you.